this Golden Jubilee Liberation, whatever celebration that is there. Not golden, sorry, Diamond Jubilee.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's this is a developing story. We are still yet to see what the government does. But in the meantime, I want to share something. What this current government, both in the state and center, uh, both in
Hmm.
the state and center are, what kind of government they run. Basically, it's a PR-led government. It's a lot of advertising and very little work. And if you think that
Hmm.
what kind of celebration, you will see a lot of ads in the newspapers. That'll be one of the sure things. I don't know what else is going to happen, but for one thing, I can guarantee that there'll be a lot of advertisements in the newspapers regarding this Diamond Jubilee celebration. So I wanted to know exactly how much the government has spent over the years, and I did a bit of search on the e-assembly website, which is the question that are put by our legislative elected members, and the government gives answers. So I just made a few observations here. I'll share the screen. Uh, so as you can see, uh, this this was in the last 2 years, 2017 to 19. How much money
Just
the
zoom in.
government spent? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So it's how much money the government spent on advertisements. So I was just scrolling, and one of the thing that I saw is we have spent the Goa tourism has spent 46 lakhs on some Nobel Prize series 2018. Goa Tourism Department in 2018 has spent 46 lakhs on advertising related to some Nobel Prize series 2018. What the hell is that? Why did we spend 46 lakhs in 2018?
Oh my God.
How many tourists have come after spending 46 lakhs? I I really don't know what to say, but this is just the start of it. I'll just go to the next.
Hmm.
So the report. So this the answers basically have a lot of advertisements done during Republic Day, how much was spent, then during Independence Day,
Hmm.
then Goa Liberation Day, and all these other, whether it's Gandhi Jayanti, whether it is Christmas, Diwali, whatever. Let's just accept all the religious wishes from the government, and let's just accept all the commemorative days from the government. But then there are other particular days that the government is spending on, which is questionable. Nitin Gadkari's birthday, uh, and it happened in 2017 in September. Sorry, in August 2017. The government spent 5 lakhs to be precise to wish Nitin Gadkari for his 60th birthday in in Nagpur. So on Tarun Bharat Nagpur edition. Not even in Goa. 5 lakhs of
Oh
Goa's
my
money,
God.
Goa taxpayers' money spent in Nagpur to wish Nitin Gadkari. And Nitin Gadkari is probably one of the most hated ministers, central ministers in Goa today because of his own words. He wanted to bulldoze projects through Goa, and this is what people are opposing. And this man, we have spent 5 lakhs rupees with, uh, to wish him on his birthday. Uh, I don't know what to say beyond that.
Taxpayers' money.
Taxpayers' money, yeah. But this is just the start of it.
Wow.
Now, this is another Mirchi Media. This is like another Nobel Prize series where we have spent 63 lakhs from January 2018, that year January to 14. So in this 14 days, in the beginning of 2018, we have spent 63 lakhs by paying Mirchi Media. So over here we have spent 2 crores 26
Oh.
lakhs. Sorry, is it 2 crores? Yeah, it's 2 crores 26 lakhs on advertisement for Mirchi Republic Media Production. 2 crores plus another 63 lakhs uh, given for these media. I think most of this is all this. You hear our ministers' voices on the radio. So I think it's all that. But if you compare it to other radio channels where they have been given just around 2 lakhs, that is Big FM has given 2 lakhs, our All India Radio has been given 1.5, 1 lakh 50,000. And it's a abysmal amount compared to, I'm laughing because of that, compared to 2 crores. So, and then Indigo has been given 1.8 lakhs. So quite a modest amount. But I don't know why Mirchi Republic got 2.2 crores. Again, I'm just counting because I don't want to misrepresent the numbers. It is 226 lakh rupees given to Mirchi Republic Media. I think Goa government could have started their own radio channel with this money instead of paying Mirchi Media. But anyway,
Wow.
so I if I'm not mistaken, sorry, yeah,
No, I'm at a loss for words.
yeah, but it gets better. Wait, this is just the start of it. I mean, this is just the middle. So now on Yoga Day, we have spent 11 lakhs advertising on different newspapers. What could you do with 11 lakhs to promote yoga? Is just advertising that too on a single day on all newspapers. We have spent 11 lakhs for Yoga Day. Was that really required? Senior citizens are not getting their payments on time. Our housewives are not getting their schemes on time. But we have 11 lakhs to advertise for Yoga Day. This is another interesting thing. So we've also advertised in 2018 when the president came in, and then we also advertised when the vice president came in. And also we have advertised during surgical strike, observation of surgical strike day. How much we have spent? Surgical strike, we spent 10 lakhs. President's visit, Kovind, Dalit president's visit, we have spent 20 lakhs. Vice president visit, who's obviously this thing, we have spent 21 lakhs. So we spend more. Goa government has spent more advertising for the vice president's visit than for the president's visit. So isn't that interesting? So vice president gets more advertisement expenditure than our president. That's the kind of absurdity we are dealing with this government. So yeah, why?
The fact is, Avinash, as you were pointing out, like people are not getting their scheme money every month. Yet this sort of money is being spent on just PR alone. And you anytime see a BJP leader talking in the state, they drop these schemes as their biggest achievements, that the Griha Aadhar and the old age scheme and the DSS, whatever the scheme may be. They just drop it like, oh, we've done such a huge favor to the people by, putting these schemes into existence. But they're not giving the money. So what is the use? What is the use when the people's money is being used in such futile exercises? Over to you.
See, it's basically the reason for spending so much on newspapers is very simple. They want to bribe the newspapers so that the newspapers don't write anything against the government. That's pretty much the explanation of any government pouring that much money into advertisements. You can always compensate. You can always compensate newspapers by giving them subsidies on taxes, by giving them other kind of subsidies, not necessarily advertisements itself. But yeah, what you're saying is right. I mean, today itself we had our governor, who is more of a rubber stamp than the previous governor, praise the government on its management. Then they praised it on all the schemes that are started, that are running by this government. But in reality, it's quite different. But unfortunately, when the government lives in such a bubble where everyone is praising it, they don't actually bother to really solve people's problems or really solve their own problems because they don't acknowledge them in the first place. And we have cheerleaders as governors here. Goa is the top tourism destination. We have just read an article which is from the same paper, which came today on the paper, that 50% of tourists lost their jobs. But governor says Goa has become the top tourist destination in the world, and the tourism sector contributes to a major chunk of revenue to the economy. I don't know which world this governor is living in. Obviously, in the last 1 year, he's been inside Raj Bhavan. He doesn't know what is happening outside that palace that this governor is living in. And then he goes on to say liberation. Liberation Day was a landmark in 1961, where the Indian Army forces freed Goa from the shackles of 450 years of Portugal colonial rule, and made it an integral part of India. No credit to Nehru. At least one good thing is no credit to Modi also is given here. Uh, Surgical strike was done by Modi, but Goa liberation was done by the army. That's their logic. Then the governor added, Goa is great not just because of majestic oceans, grand old churches, magnificent temples. It's great because it's happy, peace-loving, and industrious people who have welcomed in large measures its rich literature, music, architecture, tourism, science, technology, and public life. Lot to unpack in this paragraph. He acknowledged at least that we are a peace-loving, industrious people. This on the day wherein our youth are arrested for having a peaceful protest and for loving our state to come out and protest against the destruction. We have science and technology, and it's not what he says. He talks about the oceans, doesn't talk about the forest. Obviously, he's been living near the Raj Bhavan is near the ocean, so that's the only thing he sees. He doesn't go to Mole or any of those areas, so he doesn't know how majestic those areas are as well. But nonetheless, that's what the governor had to say. He had a lot of praises for the CM. As he put it, the government of Goa has launched Swayam Goa and laid a comprehensive plan and machinery to achieve this objective. I tried searching this Swayam document. I'm still not able to find it. I have found something which was a study for suggestions for this, but I don't know what vision or comprehensive plan he's talking about. I'll just speak about this in a while. But this is the kind of cheerleading we have, and this is the kind of we are living in a world where our government is far out of reality, not ready to acknowledge the reality, and therefore not ready to come up with solutions to deal with this kind of problems people are facing. So quite an unfortunate
Absolutely.
day.
They live in an echo chamber, and it is
Yeah.
sad to note that their supporters and everybody just cheers them on, and it's completely living in fool's paradise. Reminds me of that story, the king's clothes, where he is walking naked, but nobody dare tell him that he is actually naked,
Exactly.
except for a child who points it out. So this reminds me of that, and there are like certain interactions that I've had with the ardent support. Asking questions to the government itself is viewed as anti-national actions, and I've seen this repeatedly, where I have said that I am a citizen of this country and I have the right to ask questions of this government. Whose vote have they come to power on? They've not just appeared out of thin air, right? They've been vested with those powers because they've been democratically elected. So then once you've been democratically moment you got elected, this is a basic tenet that their own followers don't understand. So why I shared this is, so you can imagine the sort of echo chamber that exists around this government, because they do not see their own folly. They do not see what's happening really on the ground, except for politicking. they don't want to listen.